When a little girl asked me, what does God look like?
All right, let's start getting everybody invited up while we're listening to Demetria. We're on the air, Cindy.
Good morning.
Well, we'll start the rooster here in a minute.
Somebody didn't want to get up. She ready to go.
She sure is, ain't she?
I was born ready.
I've seen a sunset burn with the sky of blue. Stared up at the starlight, got lost in the midnight. I've never seen the face of God, but I've seen what He can do.
Good morning, everybody. If you're coming in, we'll be on starting in just a few minutes. Right at the end of this song, we're going to start continue inviting folks over.
Thought about these wonders around us every day.
You stream radio?
I'm trying to.
It will take your breath away.
You have some kind of conflict on
it. Shining from within the heart of the sinner who's just been born again. And I've been to river, what soul's going under. Forgiveness washed them clean, the mercy made them new. Gone is the old man, and I can tell you firsthand, I've never seen the face of God, but I see what He can do. Oh, for now, I don't need a picture. Somehow this world helps me see Him clearer. 'Cause I walked in the valley, cried out of sorrow, and I can tell you every fire He has brought me through. And I know Him better, and I will love Him forever. I've never seen the face of God. No, I've never seen the face of God, but I've seen what He can do. I've seen what He can do.
There we go. Good
Thanks for
morning.
waking up with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If anybody has any antidepressant medication you'd like to donate to Frank, you can mail it to BR 549OU81. BR 549. Hi, Cindy.
Good morning. Hi, guys.
There's Starshine right there on the phone. Cindy, go to a hanging and make people happy.
No, I would probably be there trying to comfort them.
Yeah, she'd be up there trying to comfort a mass murderer. Is your hood too tight? Is that rope too scratchy? I can get you a softer rope. Do what, Cindy?
Let me pray for you, or can I take care of your mother? Something like
Oh,
that.
it'd be
I'm
something.
sure.
It'd be something. You're not too hot, are you?
Ricky,
What?
The girls done told you no. Now stop begging.
Look, I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to get to log on.
Ricky's over here on a text-a-thon.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get logged in.
I don't know about the boy.
Tell me, she done told me no.
Rick, yeah. She done shut you down. Now stop it. You're starting to make a nuisance out of yourself.
Now you see that they wait good till we get on air, then they all just want to bombard me at one time. I feel like the Luftwaffe is blowing, just flying over the top of my.
Ricky been watching the History Channel.
Yeah.
The Luftwaffe. I watch that stuff too.
Well, I hadn't seen you come on here yet. That's why I was
That's
questioning.
what I'm trying. You know, I got to
Help
go to
him with
smaller-
his phone over
No,
there, Frank. I got all I can say grace on over here. Let's get us off Let's get in the studio. We're still sitting on Join Us and coming up soon. There she is. There's old Starshine right down in the bottom left. Cindy Huglet.
Yes. Yes. Huglet.
Huglet,
It's Hu-
Huglet.
Huglet. Huglet. I've been called Hoghead.
Hoghead.
Yeah.
Huh?
Someone actually called me Hoghead.
I knew this old girl we called Hoggette. Well, her brother was Hog. We called him Hog, so we called her Hoggette.
Well, there are some people their last name. In fact, I've got to say something you did not know about me, Mark. Probably you know me pretty well, but you don't know this. My very first boyfriend, his last name was Pig.
Pig.
I have a client.
His last name was Pig. Well, this is like third grade, so this is a long time ago. And when he was older, he changed his name. He did change it. He was adopted, but there were some famous people in Texas. One of the girls was I'm a Pig and you're a. This is no joke. There was Amma and you're a. So I'm a pig and you're a pig. That was their name.
I have a client. Her name is Sue Pig. That's her name.
That's what they're called now, clients.
Huh?
That's what they call them now, clients.
No, that's what I call them. I do work for her. I clean her car. Her name is Sue Pig.
Where's my timeout paper? Need to get it handy. I can tell where Frank's going this morning.
Of course.
Yeah, you better get. Yes, we're going to stay nice. We can be silly and still be nice.
That's right. Well, we're still inviting people up here, and it's a little bit early for people. At least we didn't come on this morning sleeping.
We should have.
I called Ricky.
Hey,
I said, Ricky, are you ready? He said, yeah, I'm out here on the bench sleeping.
Which I was.
you're an hour ahead of me, but
No, but you
had to travel
you don't know
to
how
get
early
where
I
I'm at
called
home.
Ricky.
Thank you.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
why I just get dressed as soon as I get home. I just go home, put on what I'm going to wear the next day, then I go right back outside because I know as soon as the sun come up, here comes Mark.
I just felt like Ricky needed ministered to this morning.
Yes, and for everyone that can't see Ricky, he's wearing a Red Sox shirt, baseball shirt.
Yes.
Well, he is indeed. That boy.
From
Well,
Detroit.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let you back into
No,
Michigan.
whenever I go home, I can't wear this stuff.
Well, I
leave
went
this
out
stuff
last
home.
night and I saw B.J. Griffin, new artist that we're working with through Smallest Gifts. I saw B.J., of course, it's not the first time I've seen him, but saw him out at the beach doing a little two-piece combo with him and Jason Brown, and that was pretty dynamic, pretty good. People liked it. BJ's just
talented.
such a singer, man.
Yeah.
Goodness, that joker, he could sing the phone book. So anyway, welcome to the program this morning. If y'all are sitting here wondering what we're doing, we're not here sitting here checking our email. We're inviting people over and trying to get some folks, let them know that we've changed our time. And Monday we had a larger than normal audience, believe it or not. I think this time frame is going to work because people are being able to catch us before they go to work or on the way to work, and so it's
Good morning, Jeff Seidel. He joined us.
Yeah.
Talk about good singers. There's another great one.
I'm surprised Jeff Seidel's even speaking to me. I promise you, Jeff, I'm going to call you here as soon as this program's over at 10 o'clock. I got a window between 10 and 11. I need to call him. He's been trying to get me for a week. Of course,
Good luck,
Everybody-
Jeff.
yeah, everybody don't know what I've been dealing with.
I'll call you back in a minute. You'll get him for another week or two.
Stay by your phone. I'll call you right back.
And that's where they found him about 3 months later.
I don't do that to Cindy though.
No.
I
You
call
don't?
Cindy all the time.
Does he really?
Well, and I have to call you too. If you call me, I have to answer or at least text you. I'll call you back in a minute.
Yeah, you do. Or I start getting worried.
That's right.
Well, we're
Afraid
just
I've
about to get everybody all lined up here. We go through like this. Those of you that are joining us first, I don't think we have any first-time viewers that I'm seeing, but we go through and invite everybody. We're trying to remind everybody of the new time. And so, what's new, Frank? You went to the doctor yesterday, and the doctor.
Went to the doctor. He split my foot back open.
Oh no.
Yep. He's been cutting on it, and taking out dead tissue, and
Ouch.
well, I can't really feel it. But
It's just the fact that he's doing it.
I was hoping to be in a shoe today. So he said 2 more weeks, come back, and we'll probably put some stitches in it.
He's trying to feel like a rag doll, ain't you?
I feel like what is wanted.
You lucky you still have your foot.
Yeah.
I told him yesterday to go ahead and take it off.
Just get a wooden foot.
Yeah,
It'll work better than that boot you're walking around on.
yeah.
Done got used to the boot. You won't even know what to do when you get a foot back.
That's the truth.
Oh,
Then I was just up and down probably 3 or 4 times last night. I'm exhausted. I'm just tired.
Well, when I called you this morning, you
I
usually
had
up,
just laid back
you
down
usually
about
up
20
at-
after 6.
yeah, you're usually up at 4:30,
Right.
and
I was.
both of y'all are up at 4:30.
so I called him. Well, yeah, but I called him and I said, "Where are you? Well, you up there now?" I can tell him checking you. You sleep? No, I ain't sleep.
Well, if you get up that early, what time do you go to bed?
They don't.
Neither one of these
I
two
mean,
go
do you
to
go
bed.
to bed at 8:30, Frank, or do you
No,
go
no,
to
no,
bed
I-
at 11?
Probably about 11, 10:30, 11.
Oh my goodness! So you don't sleep you don't get
No.
much sleep. Do you take a nap, or do you
Yes.
get a nap
Oh,
during the
yeah.
day?
Yeah, if he
Oh,
sits
yeah.
still 5 minutes, I'm surprised he can make it through this show. I've been trying to get him to go get a sleep study and get him one of those, get him a blower like mine.
This guy's got his nerd
That
ass
might
somebody
help.
to get a sleep survey.
Yeah, I got my.
Oh, I don't have a problem sleeping.
Man,
when I can get to sleep and turn his mind off.
I put that thing on like this.
Yeah.
Got a hose run out of it. Put me to sleep in 5 seconds. I wake up, feeling like Tarzan.
Good morning, Marie.
We're getting everybody lined up here. We'll kick the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi, Marie.
Gosh,
Welcome
a little
everyone.
slow going this morning.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Y'all,
People
y'all
not
are
used to us
almost-
being here. So let's just kick it off with something bright and sunny. Let's play On the Solid Rock by Cindy Hewlett. I love this song. It's just kind of cool. We'll just kind of talk through it
Yeah.
and cut up. Here we go.
Yeah.
You're listening to the smooth sounds of Cindy Hewlett on Smooth Radio.
Oh, skate, please.
Hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness.
Attention, Kmart shoppers. We have a
Wholly lean on Jesus' name.
I love this song. It makes me happy.
Solid rock I stand.
Don't make you want to do this? Cindy, does that make you want to do that?
Another ground
Yes.
is
You got 20 of them over here. Which one you want?
The box.
darkness veils his lovely face. I rest on his unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground
Wake up, everyone.
is sinking sand. Another ground is sinking sand.
I'd like to start me a Mr. Rogers kind of show. That is so cool. Here goes Pat Coyle. Watch, it's like a mouse running up the keyboard. Here, watch. and played that right off the seat of his pants.
Is that the guy that plays the red keyboard? The little young guy? Oh, okay.
No.
On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. Sinking sand.
That's so cool, Cindy.
Sinking sand.
Thank you.
Sinking sand.
If you ever do that on stage, Cindy, I want to play behind you when you play.
Cindy, your voice is so smooth
I
on that
know.
song. Well, your voice is smooth on everything. And you know, some people may take offense to this, but I think Cindy understands the content in which we mean this. Is I can put Cindy's music on, and it puts me to sleep, and it's because it's soothing, not because it's boring. I don't mean it puts me to sleep because
Yeah.
it's boring.
Yeah.
I mean it's
I
so
take that as a-
soothing, and listen to it while you're sleeping. You know, and you
I
wake
take
up,
that as a compliment.
and when you wake up,
Yeah.
little fairies and stuff are floating
Yeah.
around. And, you know, there's little fairies, and you're smiling, and you're saying, "Good morning, everyone. Can I get you some coffee? Is your coffee strong enough?"
Morning, Chris.
Speaking of coffee,
Well, our coffee man, we got here late this morning, and so yeah. But that's what happens if you listen to Cindy Hewlett music all night long. You wake up and little fairies are dancing around your head, little birds tweeting. "Oh, it's a sunny day. Everything's good today.
And it'd be raining outside, and you still feel like it's sunny.
Everything's good today." Yeah.
I think I done died went to heaven.
Chris, we've missed you, pal. Glad to see you. I saw your. I felt sorry for you this morning. I saw your Facebook post. So you had no friends. Nobody likes you. And I thought, well, that's not true. Nobody asked me. I like Chris. How could you not like Chris?
Right.
What's the weather in Mesa, Arizona?
Hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just about bet on that. That's like when Barney Fife on Andy. I love talking about Andy. You know that. When Barney came
I
out of
do
the
too. I
church,
love
he'd
him.
been sleeping in church, and so he said something. What preacher preached about? He said, "Sin."
Oh, I didn't see that one. Or I don't remember
Oh, that's
that
good.
one.
Here's Andy Griffith trivia. Does anybody know the name that is? There's a placard on the water trough where Briscoe Darling is dipping his hat to fill up the radiator on the old truck. And you need to know how many hatfuls it takes to fill that truck. And what is the name on the placard on the trough? That would be a good trivia question for people. And unfortunately, I know the answer. Because stuff gets locked in the hard drive up here, and I don't know why. I remember the stupidest stuff. I got a memory foam pill, and I started remembering things I wish I could forget. But anyway, it's the it takes 14 hatfuls to fill the truck, and it's the Nathan Mendelbright Memorial Trough.
Wow. Now, see, nobody,
Memorial Trough.
now, nobody else would be looking at that kind of stuff. and
Oh man, I
counting
can tell you that Barney lives on 411 Elm Street.
Oh my goodness.
What
Yeah.
was he
You
look?
remember that.
I'd like to know, what did you see on TV when you were looking at this? Or
He's
was this like
demented.
a trivia?
He's demented.
I just I don't know. It's just that my head just records that kind of stuff.
I love Don Knotts with Tim Conway. I love the movie.
That's pretty good too. Apple Dumpling
Those-
Gang. That's
Well-
your kind of movie.
Yeah. Oh, there was another
remember
one.
that.
There was another movie they were in where Tim Conway talked about a Wookalart. You remember that? A Wookalart?
Oh,
And a Wookalart, and Don Knotts asked Tim Conway, "What's a Wookalart?" You know, he sucks the brain right through the nose.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah, yeah. Now I like the Ghost and Mr. Chicken, the
Yeah, that
Incredible
was-
Mr. Limpet.
Oh, the incredible
I think
Mr.
it was
Limpet
from
made
that
me
movie.
laugh, buddy.
It was the ghost of that. The Wookalart was from the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. That's what movie that was from. That was
Yeah.
so funny.
And they used to, but see, they used to play those movies on Sunday afternoon, right
Yeah.
before Wide World of Sports.
Yep.
When that went off, Wide World of Sport. Oh no. American Sportsman came on at 4:30, and then you went from Kirk Gowdy and American Sportsman to Wide World of Sports. Spanning the globe,
Yeah.
bringing you the constant variety of sports.
Boy, that's the line too.
Here, let me give you this one. You ready? Listen to this. All you out there anywhere around from Ohio to West Virginia up to Detroit. You ready? Here we go. This portion of our broadcast is brought to you by Tide. Any publication or rebroadcast of this program without the express written permission of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited.
Sounds just
This
like
is
it.
Joe Nuxall on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network. On the mound tonight, Clay Carroll on first base. We have Tony Perez. On
That sounds just like
yeah,
it too. I
on
swear.
second base, Joe Morgan. Third base, Dan Dreesen. Dave Concepcion at shortstop. Johnny Bench behind the plate. In the outfield, Cesar Geronimo. Pete Rose.
Yeah, that sounds just like it too. What
Doesn't-
bring back memories, man.
I'm telling you. I used to lay in the bed and listen to the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network, man. I'd listen there and out in radio land. Listen to the Reds play.
And in your mind, when you don't see it, just listening, you could practically see the game in your head.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
used to have imaginations.
Yeah, I practically see the game in your head. You can. I mean, it was amazing how that would happen.
So
Well,
what's
now
your,
you're disturbed by gunshots and all that.
yeah. Oh, now you can't break away from your smartphone long enough to watch that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, I've started watching MeTV.
Yeah,
and
that's
we
all
and,
the
and
old
we get
stuff.
like My Three Sons.
Yeah, that's
and,
the old stuff.
That's good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, I love those. I love
Blazing
those.
Saddles.
I've often thought.
Now,
I
if
was
you see a
born-
movie called My Three Sons, it'd be like, oh,
Oh, let's don't go there. Don't go
Thank
there.
I didn't go anywhere.
because he was darn sure on his way.
I didn't go anywhere.
No, but we're not. We're going to stop them.
Thank you, Cindy.
I am an old soul. Was born too late. I love radio. During the day, I may turn on the radio or apps. You can listen to anything now with your phone, and I just sit my phone wherever I am and work. I never turn the television on. Probably twice a week is all I ever turn my TV on.
Well, I've learned how to turn it off quick.
I'm going to tell you something else, too. If you have satellite radio, find radio classics and listen to those radio stories. I do that driving down the road.
They're great.
And I
aren't
listen to
they?
radio
They're the
stories
best.
like, The Shadow Knows.
Yeah,
The Whistler.
yeah.
I listen to all those, and it's funny how many shows made it to TV that were on radio first, like Dragnet was on radio,
remember, yeah.
and
What-
Gunsmoke was on radio.
Really?
Yeah. Dragnet was on radio, Gunsmoke was on radio.
I remember Dragnet,
Yeah. Those were on there.
but
Yeah.
those are the only
Well,
police officers I know that go to work every day, and their hair, they put a hat on, and their hair is never messed up.
On Dragnet?
Yeah.
They didn't wear uniform, didn't wear
No,
hats.
they would no. I'm talking about on the police uniform there because they were detectives, and they would wear the black suits with the black ties. But them boys, I
Joe
don't care.
Friday always wore a salt and pepper jacket, and black pants, and a white shirt, and a
Yeah.
black skinny tie.
Yeah, I got a skinny tie at home. I haven't worn a thing in a while.
And
Their
Harry
hair-
Morgan,
their hair
Yeah.
never got messed up.
yeah. And Bill Gannon got promoted to colonel in the Army. Wound up in a MASH unit.
Oh,
How many times have you watched a movie? How many times have you read a book and then watched the movie and you were disappointed because the movie was not as good as the book? I think with radio, listening to radio or reading a book, sometimes it's much better.
I tried not to
Believe
read
it
when
up.
I was young.
You tried not to read. Well, you
Yeah.
were a typical boy then.
I tried not to read. No, I remember I read a book. There are a few books I've read that really impacted me, and I remembered them. And then, like you say, you go see a movie or something. But I read a book and I remember it would have been in 7th grade, called the 21st Street Crusaders, and it was about a church that had started a basketball team in a real bad part of New York City. And the basketball team was able to reach up. They called themselves the Crusaders. The basketball team reached out into the community and all that kind of stuff. And that was a good one. And then
I remember reading The Art of the Deal. It ain't nothing like today.
it's not
No.
The Art of the Deal.
Right.
What about it?
It ain't nothing like he's acting today.
You've been watching too much MSNBC and CNN. That joker up there playing checkers while everybody else. I mean, he's playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. He knows what he's doing.
He had the wrong.
No,
game.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing. You can open the book now; it's just all blank pages.
We don't go there on this show, Frank.
That's right.
We don't talk about
I'm
that.
sure
kind of
y'all
stuff.
are just itching for the timeout today, aren't you? You're
I'm
just
not,
itching
Cindy.
for it.
You see me behaving,
Yes.
right? Here we go.
Yes, you're
This is what the
behaving.
show needs now. What the show needs now is
Love.
here's Kenzie with what the world needs now is love. Boy, ain't that the truth. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk about Cindy's new nomination.
Oh, really?
I look around at all the faces and I see all the lonely people looking back at me. Rich or poor, don't matter, we're all the same. Everybody's hungry in a different way. We're crawling and climbing and kicking and screaming and fighting, but really what the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. La 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 la. Sometimes all it takes is just a smile to change somebody's weather, chase the clouds out of the skies. Sometimes you gotta give and not receive. Sometimes you gotta live what you believe. Open your eyes, 'cause that's where it starts, right here with you. But really what the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. Nobody likes the cold. We all need someone to hold. No one wants to be alone. What the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now.
Kenzie Walker with what the world needs now.
That's a great song.
It
Yeah, I like
is a
it.
great song. Got a nice video out on it and all that.
I like
yes.
it. I like it.
That
a
little
lot.
girl can sing.
Yes, she can. Cindy, tell us about this nomination.
Well, I woke up yesterday morning and one of my friends had sent me a private message congratulating me that I was a finalist in the Global Peace Songs Award,
That's good.
which it's this is just the second year they've started it, but I had forgotten that I had even submitted a song. But I had submitted Reflections. I think I did it before Christmas. I don't even remember how long ago it was. And so they chose Reflections and Reflections were, I think Reflections is such an applicable song because it's talking about leaving a legacy. And, truly love is the only legacy that matters in this world, and love is the only thing that's going to change this world. So I was delighted to find out that it was a finalist. So beginning, I believe, August 8th, which will be a week, they will have the jury. They'll have a jury that will determine a winner in each category, but they'll also have a popular vote. So our listeners will be able to vote for Reflections. So I'll make sure that everyone can go and vote for the song if they want to.
Very cool.
So
Isn't that good?
if you win,
Yeah, that's exciting.
so if you win, what does that spell for you?
No, she goes to
don't know. They
Hawaii,
have-
gets all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay.
She gets to
Just-
pick what's behind door number 4 and all that.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
New car.
They have different prizes and different things, but I don't do it for that reason. I think the most important thing is for people to hear the song, and hopefully it will change a life, or hopefully it will
Yeah.
inspire someone
Yeah.
Get
to
another
think
trophy
about
to
leaving
put
that
in the
legacy
closet.
of love and
You said another
thinking
trophy.
about sowing seeds that matter.
Mark said her whole closet's full of trophies.
You got that many trophies, Cindy?
Yes.
I don't know.
She's got a bunch.
When was the last time
I
you
don't-
dusted them?
they're in the closet.
Why do you put them in the closet? Oh, you have too many of them.
Well,
huh?
because I don't want to dust them.
Well, that's a good
That's-
reason.
yeah.
I mean, being truthful.
I don't need more. They're really sweet, and I appreciate them. I do. I really do appreciate, especially the ones when it's your friends that vote for you. I
Yeah,
really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's kind of like, the thing like with the Grammys and so forth. That's a
Yeah.
No, I would
nomination
like- I
by
don't
your
have one of
peers.
those. I wish.
That's
Yeah.
a nomination by your peers. That's
That wouldn't be
that's
in the
good stuff.
closet. If I had a Grammy, it would be on the. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be in the same place. Mark, Mark has a Grammy nomination. Do you have that framed in your office? Mark?
Oh, yes, he does.
I do.
Does he?
Alma took care of that for me. So
Aw,
It's
well,
a-
I would that too.
yeah.
If he would have won the horn now, it would have been right at his front door. He'd
No.
be using it as a clacker. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, I probably would have. Hey, do you guys like Star Wars?
Yeah,
I've
I
never
do.
seen it.
I do.
You never seen even the first Star Wars?
I do. I like it.
Do you?
I do. I
Cindy,
love
do you
it.
like Star Wars stuff?
I do actually.
I'm
I
about
do
over
too.
it now. It's been 40 years.
No, I like them. There's a couple of them I haven't seen yet, man.
I mean, I just never got into it, and I was, looking at all this hoopla about Star Wars again. I'm thinking, it's the only movie I've ever seen where the action hero looks like he could just break out and figure skate. Luke Skywalker, he looks like he's ready to go.
No, I've always liked it. See, now they've changed the characters. It's more diverse. It's a lot more diverse.
So they've included some Democrats.
Yes, they have some Democrats in there, and a couple of others too. It's more diverse now, and they've been having more diverse.
I never even watched that little ugly thing with the glowed finger.
The who?
Oh, you talking about E.T.?
E.T.
Oh, that's a good show. I
Well,
like
it's a couple of them
E.T.
running. It's
I
a
love
couple of them
E.T.
running
I
around
do.
in here.
I tell you what, we saw some on that trip to West
You
Virginia.
ain't lying.
I'm telling you, when we stopped at Burger King, I don't know where we were, but it must be a long way to the next town to find a date. That's all I can tell you.
Hey, I got a question. I got a
Go ahead.
question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Someone just private messaged me. This one person private messages me all the time and sends me links of other people. And he just sent me a link of another online show. Should I send him the link to what we're doing? Do you want me to do that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me do that. Yeah,
it's okay, Cindy.
people.
I think that's the first time I've seen Cindy get all in a rip.
Yeah, she got a little flustered. She got a little flustered.
She's all in a rip.
Yeah, she got a little flustered.
Oh,
there.
I've got to say.
She'll write their name
I'm
on
not
the
mad.
board.
I'm not mad.
Cindy's going to write their name on her whiteboard right there in the
My
kitchen.
whiteboard. I will.
You got a whiteboard in the kitchen, Cindy?
I want to say hello to Stephen. I want to say hi to Stephen Newton.
Hi, Stephen Newton.
Okay, no, and he made a comment. There Was a Heartbeat is our favorite song by
Yeah.
Cindy. Love her and her music. I co-wrote There Was a Heartbeat with Stephen's wife, Lana.
Oh, wow.
It's the true story of the little boy they adopted, little Eli. So there is a video, and it's about adoption. Adoption's is a wonderful alternative.
I've been
It's
thinking
a
about
great
adopting.
song.
I've been thinking about adopting Ricky.
Oh, you
I'm
guys,
in
stop
trouble.
it.
I am in trouble.
I think I'm gonna adopt Ricky.
I'm gonna be in so much in trouble.
Oh
You know
golly,
what?
what's
You
it?
know what the bad thing about that, Ricky, is that instead of Mark helping you and leaving you this big inheritance, he's just going to adopt you so you can work for him.
There
you know
you-
the truth, right?
Right?
Yeah, on that inheritance. Yeah.
He's gonna leave it in Nevada. I believe you had a post the other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna write right
Yeah,
on the
that's
bottom
what
of
we
my
did.
will. I buried it in
Buried.
Nevada between two W's.
So Ricky, you might want to pass on that.
Okay.
All right, here we go. And there's a reason for my. Well, I said here we go. Where is it?
Right on, Steven.
Yeah, I think go Red Sox.
Yeah, he see you said
All right, the
something
weather in
about him.
Virginia Beach. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
The weather in Virginia Beach is 75, and that's what it feels like. The high today is predicted to be around 88 degrees and 69 for a low. We've already passed that. We got partly sunny skies.
Yeah.
Wind out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Humidity 66%, and it feels like it. The dew point 63 degrees. Pressure is 30.09 inches of mercury, which is what it always is here.
Yeah.
I guess we're just at 14.7 pounds per square inch, I guess. UV index is 1 low, so mow your grass, don't have to worry about getting burned up. Now,
Uh-oh.
that takes us to Surigao in the Philippines. It's dark with scattered darkness throughout the night. Predicted sun in the morning. You know the old thing about red sky at night, sailor's delight, blue sky at night, day.
Detox kicking in. And detox is kicking in.
Oh, I'm on day 3 of my detox program.
I drank one
Yeah.
last night.
It's like being in dry dock.
Believe me. I hear that trolling motor going on.
I think I'm defeating the purpose, though, because I've stepped up on the cigars while I'm eating healthy.
Yeah.
No, I haven't really. I haven't.
You want to
really.
know the weather in Lubbock, or do you want to know my weather?
Well, I just asked what's the weather where you are, so you could get it ready.
Okay, I've got it ready.
Let's go.
64 with fog. It's wonderful. 84 predicted high. 0% chance of rain. 96% humidity. Winds out of the north at 6
Gee.
miles per hour.
You better stay in the house.
Visibility. Listen to this. You know, usually we'll have 10 miles visibility. 350 yards visibility. UV index at 0.
Wait a minute.
Damn,
Where-
man.
where
Where'd
did-
y'all move? Where'd you move Lubbock to? Did you move it to San Francisco?
To
Good
the,
night.
in the swamp?
I like it. I'm enjoying it. Hey, I've got a question for you guys, because now that we start earlier, my husband, you know, Kirk just left. He left for work a few minutes ago, but he did something while we were on the air, and it's funny, and I want to know if you do that. He was taking the trash out for me, and he had some cereal boxes empty, and he was stepping on them before he put them in the trash, and so some crumbs were on the floor. You know
Call
what
a
he did?
dog.
Did he get the broom and sweep it up? No, he called the dog.
Sure.
Of
And
course.
So, do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Of course you
You
do.
doggone right.
He'll clean it up better.
Yeah, he saves on your electric bill.
So you do that, but then you create another mess. Then you have to mop because their tongue on the floor.
It's just
Once
a
it dries, you won't see it.
you won't see it, or
Oh,
a piece
yes,
of paper
you will.
towel.
I'll know it's
Just
there.
get your piece
I'll
Yeah,
of
know
paper.
it's
look.
there.
Cindy's house is like a sanitarium.
Oh, okay, it's one of those type.
Yeah.
She cleans the clean.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I mean, it's clean, but I'm not.
Do you-
I'm not such a fanatic that you can't live in it. I let it get dirty. I just clean it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
afterwards.
Cindy's idea of dirty is, you know, there's a coffee ring on the coaster.
So you clean the
Yeah, there's
clean too.
there's
huh?
a coffee ring on the coaster, and then that sends
constitutes
Cindy into
dirty.
Tasmania. She got to go wash all the toasters. I mean, the
No, I
coasters.
Sounds to
not
me like
toasters.
Kirk was sending you a
I
subliminal
don't, but
message.
I'm seeing that. How many of y'all do that? Do y'all let the dog lick the bowl?
No.
Yeah,
no,
I do.
No. Well, his bowl. Now his bowl, yes.
I
but
mean, what
not-
difference does it make? It's going in the sink and it's going in the dishwasher. It's going to get clean. I don't care. What do I care?
Wait a minute. So are you
Yeah.
saying Kurt lets the dog, if he eats something, he lets the
He
dog?
tries. he'll
lick the
try
bowl?
if I'm not there. Yeah, I'm like, don't do that. But our little Sparky, I don't know if y'all do that. We'll go get frozen yogurt or, you know, a treat like that. And we always get him a little bitty sample. We take him with us and we have to get a little vanilla one for him that we treat him.
I take Sparky out and buy him a cheese. My Sparky, I take him out and buy him a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I just take him out riding around. We go to Sonic, get a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And he got I put him a cup of water there in the cup holder, and he drinks and smiles and all that. All right, the weather in Nocona, and there's a reason for bringing this up.
Yeah.
In Nocona, Texas, the home of the boot. The home of the Nocona boot, which I proudly wear a pair. 85 degrees would be the high today. It's 71 right now, and 68 degrees would be the low. And Nocona, you got basically no wind, and you got 94% humidity, and the UV index is low right now. We are going to Nocona, Texas.
Yes, we are.
We are going to
We're gonna
Nocona. You're going to see the whole crew out there in Nocona, Texas, and we're going to be out there playing at Nocona, and we're taking Ricky and the band, and Frank's going to road manage, and Cindy and Kirk
you
are coming
coming,
over.
Oh, y'all gonna come up, Cindy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we're going to be out in
You are too.
Nocona, Texas, doing our thing. We're also coordinating with Tommy Smith to get another date somewhere between Tyler and Nocona or in that area. Be working with Heath Locklear to hit the Strand on the way out on that Friday. It's going to be Nocona is set right now for September the 10th of 2017. That's a Sunday night. We'll
And
keep you
I will be
updated.
meeting Mark
And this
there.
will be the beginning of our smallest gifts across America.
Now, where
tour.
is that?
Nocona, Texas. What's in Texas?
It's North Texas.
I knew that was coming.
It's
Frank
north of
should have
Dallas.
known. You should have
it
knew
is-
that.
No, it's not. No, it's
It's
a
not-
little bit.
How close is it to Longview?
It's west of Dallas. It's northwest of Dallas. It's a couple hours from Dallas.
Okay, because
It's
I was
north. It's considered North Texas. It's kind of
It's South Oklahoma.
That's really good. That's right. It's a long way from you. I'm just going to tell you that.
It's South. It's
a
South
long way.
Oklahoma. It's a pretty good ways from Longview.
But you're going to get to. Oh yes, it's a long ways from there. You'll get to
Wow.
stay at the lake cabin. So that's
the
Yeah.
lake cabin.
at.
Oh, yeah, there's a lake
Nocona.
house down
it's
there.
Really pretty. And it looks like a lake cabin. It's
Wow.
rustic and it's really nice.
That's going to be unique.
And play at Nocona Hills Community Church.
I had when Alma and I stayed down there. I had her convinced that there were alligators down there at the lake.
You can convince Alma of anything you like. He could sound so convincing.
I can just. I tell her all kinds of stuff. She's
Well, there's
convinced.
alligator gars in there. So,
Yeah. That's
they
close.
kinda
I've
look
seen
like
I've seen them in the
Well,
Trinity
she
River.
went for the longest time thinking Siri was real.
Yeah,
He had her believing she was real.
yeah.
So you are coming.
Well, I'll
up
tell
to
you what.
Nocona?
One time I was traveling. I got mad at Siri, and I'm going to confess right here. I cussed her, and this joker started talking back to me. Hey, you don't need to talk to me that way. I'm thinking, wait a second. Who
Sure
programmed this thing?
I was in the car when that happened.
We were trying to find a hotel, and I just, I didn't. I didn't.
I
really
don't
go
speak
in
to you that way, Mark.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
she sure did, and I
Wow.
didn't. I mean, I didn't. I wouldn't really break loose on a big.
Then we
cussing fit.
learned some new words that day. I called her everything I could think of, plus some.
Yeah, and then remember, she wouldn't talk to me. She shut off, wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah, cut you off.
I finally had to say I'm sorry.
And then she came back on.
That's a true story. Try it with your Siri. Just talk ugly to your Siri and see what happens. Let's play a record, shall we? Here's a song by an old hillbilly boy from up in West Virginia, Tennessee, and all over the place. Now Virginia. It's me.
Get it. Tucked between the pages of an old tattered Bible was a letter dated 1944. According to the heading, it was written by a father to his son while he was serving in the war. The condition of the paper made it difficult to read, but I could tell his hand was trembling as he wrote. It said, if you get to heaven before I do, rest assured, son, I'm coming to watch for me. dated 1963. It started off by saying, Dad, I've held on to this letter that you wrote because it meant so much to me. And I'm not sure that you can hear me.
This is Johnny Brown burning that piano down.
I'll just leave it with you right here by your bed.
I'll walk on my own record. I don't care.
It said if you get to heaven before I do, rest assured, Dad, I'm coming too. Just watch for me, and if you're able, save me a seat at the supper table. We'll gather around the table, just like we did back then, and complete the family circle once again. If you get to heaven before I do, rest assured, friend, I'm coming too. Just watch for me, and if you're able, save me a seat at the supper table. Watch for me, and if you're able, save me a seat at the supper table.
Wow, wow, wow. Chris is asking TV trivia for you. Which sitcom had the most spinoffs? Oh, let me turn you back on, Frank. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What'd you say?
I'd say Andy Griffith.
Well, I can't think.
No,
you
they
had
had the most
all right,
spinoffs.
from the spinoffs of Andy, you had Andy Griffith, and Mayberry RFD, and Gomer Pyle.
Matlock.
No, that wasn't a spinoff of Andy Griffith.
Oh,
The Andy Griffith Show. No, you only had the three I can think of. All in the Family had several, but they weren't successful.
Well, the most successful one was Married with Children, sort of.
And I'm talking about spinoffs from the TV show.
Yeah.
Well, how many spinoffs did they have from the show?
I don't know.
Zero.
Zero. Okay.
Yeah. How many spinoffs did they have from it? I'm talking about, shows that came as a result of that show. I'll tell you something that's interesting for TV trivia, and this may be it. Dragnet,
Okay.
and then the spinoff from Dragnet was Adam 12.
Yeah, I remember.
And they
Adam
made
12.
2 or 3 appearances in Dragnet where the uniformed officers were there, and then Adam 12, and then Emergency.
Yeah, I remember
was,
Emergency too.
appeared on Adam 12,
Yeah. Okay.
and then Chips appeared on Emergency.
Never seen two police officers wearing tights on a motorcycle. Them pants were so tight they had on, and them boots. We used to make jokes about it.
Well, Eric Estrada better stay away from a burrito. He's gonna blow his clothes off. He blow his boots off going down the road. Pow! What happened to my boots? Should have stayed away from that taco stand, pal.
Men in tights.
Now, one of those shows, Heath's cousin was in. Heather Locklear was in one of the police shows. She got her start, and I forget what was the name of that show. Do you guys remember?
I can't remember.
Dick Tracy.
Is that what it was?
No, I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know.
So
just
Heather
being
is not.
stupid.
It's not.
That's not Heath. No, Heath and Heather are 2 different people.
No. Okay.
It's her
hope
cousin.
so.
Yeah,
I
Heath is Heather after the operation.
That's his drag name.
That's
He
Heath's
said that's
drag
his
name.
drag name.
Yeah, when Heath dresses up in his girl clothes, he goes by Heather Locklear.
No, Heather is his cousin.
Well, you talk about somebody
Heather
make
is
an
his
ugly
cousin.
woman.
We need to have Heath needs to call in. We haven't heard from him in a week.
I
We need to
know.
get-
I'll
how
tell
do we
you
get
what's the
him on?
doggone truth. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Heath dressed up in woman's clothes?
Oh, you want to talk? Hey guys, back before before things had to be politically correct. I don't think I've talked about this. I have 3 brothers, and my 2 younger brothers were in FFA, Future Farmers of America.
Oh,
here in Texas.
Ricky and I thought that was
And
Future
they
Felons of America. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ricky from Detroit, they call that Future Felons of America.
Yeah, I thought they were
But
on the
they
list.
Sorry about that.
back then, they had a beauty contest.
Oh my
And
God.
so the boys had to dress like girls, and the girls had to dress like guys. Well, I had 2 brothers, so I got to dress my brothers as a girl for this beauty contest. And my brother, that's 2 years younger than me, he was a pretty good-looking girl. But my
Wow.
youngest brother, he was not an attractive girl at all. But I put makeup on them, and we put a wig on them, and some oversized clothes.
I have a first cousin. I have a
I
first
have
cousin.
pictures of it somewhere.
I have a first cousin that lost a bet, and the bet was the loser had to dress up in women's clothes and go sit at the bar at the Arabian Hut Lounge. And he dressed up, and men hit on him all night long.
I'm not doing that.
You had to sit at the bar from 10 to midnight.
I'm not doing it.
It had to sit. That was the bet. And men were hitting on him, asking him to dance and buy drinks and all night. Like I said, he told me, "I don't think I bought any drinks."
Yeah, that.
I
Isn't that
would not.
great? Isn't that
That's
great?
when we were. It is, and that's when we were young, before we even knew any of these terms they use now. We didn't even know what any of that meant. I'm telling you, things have changed.
Well, we were talking yesterday about the fact that, back in those days, I only had one friend that I knew. Now, there were more, but I only had one friend that I knew, parents that were divorced. And I didn't even know that my dad had been married before.
Really?
Yeah, you was talking about that yesterday.
I didn't even know. No, I was 16 before I figured out I had a half a brother. I had a half brother. I didn't know. I was 16 before it dawned on me. Wait a second.
What is a half brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that my mother was married before till she was dead.
Yeah, I didn't know that my mother was married before she was dead either. These old bags keep these secrets. I'm mad at my mom. You should have told me. But my mother's true story. My mother's first husband died. They'd been married about a year, and he died from drinking homemade liquor.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
Him and 3 or 4 of his buddies made probably made it in a radiator. They used to make it in a radiator because it already had the coils
Yeah.
and got into the antifreeze.
Yeah.
Probably hit a little drop of antifreeze and put him into Tasmania.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom was a Rosie the Riveter welder during World War II in Delaware.
Really? Oh
Let me
wow,
look at
that is.
Magadago Magati Joy. Good to see you. We're going to play some music for you in a little while.
God
Yeah,
prepared
but
your mom.
My mom was a Rosie the Riveter while all the men were out fighting the war. Mom was welding, making in the shipyard
Bless her heart.
in Delaware, and she met this.
Preparing her.
Yeah,
God was
preparing her for
preparing her
what?
to take care of you and Howard.
Yeah, my
Thank
mother
God.
was married. I didn't know it either, Michael, until after she was dead, and I was doing my genealogy. I was running her genealogy on Ancestry.com, and I come across a wedding announcement. And I said, this cannot be. It can't be. And neither one of my siblings knew anything about it, so I called my first cousin. It was real close to my mother, and she said, well, yeah, but she just didn't want anybody to know, so nobody talked about it. But, for about 50 years or so, I didn't know about it, and my brother didn't know about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if they're watching these shows, they know now.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't, it's no secret now. I mean, she don't have anything to hide now. She's easy to find.
Cindy, what's for
She ain't
breakfast?
going
I'm
nowhere.
hungry.
What'd you say, Ricky?
I said, what's for breakfast? I'm hungry.
What's for breakfast?
It
Yeah.
don't matter.
I'll
He'll
have-
eat a half piece of toast and be full, and then he'll save
And
it
if-
for after a while, and it winds up in my car or sitting on top of a cabinet somewhere.
If you were here, I promise you. Let's just talk about what breakfast will be when you come to Nakona. I'm sure.
Oh,
that
my goodness.
mother-in-law,
Marie.
You will have. Yeah. Tell him.
You'll have gravy, and eggs, and bacon, and everything you can think of, and I'm
And,
telling you, the
and a breakfast
sweetest
casserole.
watermelon.
You gotta add that.
She'll have the sweetest watermelon that has ever been sliced. I mean, that,
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think that woman can slice a tomato and make it taste better. But yeah, she'll take good care of us.
She is a cook, and she has the gift of hospitality. I'm telling you.
Yeah, she does.
If you define the word, it would have her name underneath it, or if you look up the definition, it will have her name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's talk about Oklahoma City and the other places.
Well, Tulsa. It's not Oklahoma City. We're working on Tulsa. We got to get with Dale and Gary Johnson to get that set up. Trying to get us one on the way back in Tulsa.
I've been to Tulsa.
I'd like to get a Nashville date on the way back. So we're just putting this thing together right now. But we want to work our way across and work our way back. But we've got Nocona as our anchor date, so we're going to work our way to Nocona and work our way back. Of course, we have the Strand.
Fort Payne,
the Strand in Fort Payne will be down there.
Let me text him and see what.
Text that hillbilly and see where he might be on a Bigfoot hunt.
That's what I want to do. I want to go hunt Bigfoot.
They got a good picture of Bigfoot. It was on Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
I was dating a girl. I could have swore I found her.
Yeah.
I thought I found a Bigfoot, but unfortunately, I had to let her go.
He's had a funny post on Facebook the other day. He was frustrated with a certain phone company, which will remain anonymous, and a satellite company. Well, I'm just not going to say them because I'm not. If I can't say something nice, I'm not going to say anything, about the actual companies my mom taught me. But he said they're as crooked as a dog's hind leg.
Yeah, I saw that.
So funny.
I saw that. He said they're crooked as a dog's hind leg. I thought that was hilarious. I
thought that was really funny.
Well, let's play a record. Here's a song by T. Graham Brown off of the album Forever Changed. And it is a song that has changed a lot of people's lives called Wine into Water. Here we go. That'll take us into the top of the hour, and we'll come back right after this song with the Rooster.
You've heard a multitude of prayers on my behalf, and I pray one more is not too much to ask. I've tried to fight this battle by myself, but it's a war that I can't win without your help. Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father.
Mga kababayan, magandang hapon po. Kayo'y nakikinig sa ating radio station, SGBN Network.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Here we go again.
Good morning.
It's the top of the hour.
We've talked the whole night.
Good morning. We've talked the morning through for sure.
To you.
Hi, Cindy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Say hello to everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Cindy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky and Frank in the world.
Good morning, America, how are you?
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us.
You twinkle below. That's old Starshine on the ground. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Sunshine, where we're talking about the coefficient of friction and how it relates to the measurement of skid marks during a traffic accident. Our guest today is Dr. Richard Good.
Where's he at?
He's going to the coefficient of friction.
Where's he at?
And tomorrow, tune in for the formula for capacitive reactance, which is XC equals 1 over 2 pi FC. It'll be all broken down for you where you can surely understand it.
Good morning, Diane.
I mean, you ever ask yourself who watches that stuff? Me. I used to sit around watching Nova and The Ascent of Man, and I was like glued to PBS when I was a kid.
Yeah, I love PBS. I still
Man, I
watch
learned
it.
all kind of stuff on PBS.
I still watch it.
Well, I don't watch it anymore because I'm afraid it's going to dent my brain, some of the stuff they talk about on there.
Michael says there's a bomb threat at Naval Air Station in Norfolk.
A bomb well, they got plenty of people over to handle it.
You ain't lying.
If they got a bomb threat at NAS Norfolk, there's plenty of people over there to handle it. So if somebody, yeah.
Yep. And if
That
you
ain't
talk
my
about
job
bomb-
no more. It used to be, but it ain't no more.
Wow.
And if I mention something like that to Kirk, he's an engineer. So the next thing I know he is researching how they make the bombs, and he will take the time
Tell him
to
stop
explain
doing
it
that.
to
The
me.
FBI be tracking him.
Yeah,
If
sure
he's
will.
online doing that stuff, tell him stop that.
That's
No,
right.
you know what I'm talking about. or-
Yeah, I know what you're
Kirk is
talking
an
about
engineer.
when them black
You ask him
helicopters
what
come up.
time it is.
When those black helicopters come up over there around Hewlett Manor, you'll know
Yeah.
Kirk's been on there researching how to make bombs.
No, that's not. You know that's
When the
not
Ninja
right.
Turtles come down your chimney,
If you ask Kirk what time it
Ninja
is, he'll
Turtles.
tell you how to make a watch. That's
Yeah.
just he'll watch. Oh my goodness.
Kirk is an intellectual and he's a linear thinker and he's
Oh my
he's an
gosh.
exact science kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
we are complete opposites. You know?
if you ask him, yes, like she said, if you ask him what time it is, he'll show you how to build a watch and make a good one.
So it's interesting just to ask him. So he gets his iPad. His downtime. Some people go play golf, or we write music or whatever. His downtime is researching things on his iPad, and it will be interesting. So if I'm feeling really good, I'll ask him. So what are you looking up right now? So he will. When he gets on a subject, he really goes deep.
You know what I do? I sit around, I watch things like on the History Channel or whatever, and then I start to Google the characters so I can, learn a little more about them. Anybody else do that besides me? Am I crazy?
Sometimes it just
I
depends.
said,
on
I
what
want to
it
know.
is.
I mean, like, I've always had this infatuation with World War II and particularly, really all of it, South Pacific and Nazi Germany and that kind of stuff. I've had this fascination with it. I'll Google all that stuff and learn stuff I guess you shouldn't know. But
There's Kelly Lewis.
Yeah, I was gonna say hi, Kelly.
Kelly May.
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly May
Good
Wells
morning.
said California is the place you ought to be, so they
Should
loaded up
be
the truck.
6 a.m. her time, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
she said hi.
Get them chicken fed, woman. Get out there and feed them chickens.
Them chickens.
She's up with them, that's for sure. Because
That girl wakes the rooster up. That girl wakes the rooster up.
over there.
Get the cackling there, boy.
Folks
I've had
really do
people getting on me lately about my hillbilly voice because they say, "You're not an ignorant hillbilly." And I'm thinking, little do you know. I'm not an ignorant hillbilly. I just play one on the internet.
that. There you go.
I wonder where Matt Dooley is this morning.
I don't know, man. Matt,
Y'all wearing him out, right, at nighttime? PBS?
Yeah. Because he gets up here early. And he stays all the way to the end.
yeah, he does.
He stays all the way to the end. So
Matt Dooley. We miss our regular folks when they don't show up. Well, good morning to you. Those of you join us in the second hour. It's 6 minutes after the hour, which here the hour in Virginia Beach is 9:06 a.m. according to that thing. And then according to reports that we have, there's a bomb threat at Naval Air Station Norfolk. But I would say that between the divers that they had, the mysterious divers in the water
mysterious diver in the
yesterday,
water the day before
and bomb
yesterday.
threats today, they're gonna put those things down on the exits.
Oh yeah, nobody in and nobody out.
Do you know? I mean, I don't know if anybody understands what this area holds, but the SEAL teams are located here.
Yeah,
Probably about a mile from here.
About a mile from here is where the SEAL teams are located.
So
As
that's
the
where they
crow flies.
train. Is that correct, Mark?
It's where they train, live. That's where they deploy from.
Yeah.
All the even number SEAL teams except for one, and I believe they're out of Florida, the SOCOM. I think, I'm not sure, but and then I don't want to know, don't need to know, and the world don't need to know where they are. But this is home base for them, and so for the East Coast side, that is. Then you have the Marine Base, amphibious units. You have Naval Air Station Norfolk, Naval Air Station Oceana, Naval Operations Base Norfolk. You have Yorktown Naval Weapons Center.
Langley.
You have Langley Air Force Base, which is Fighter Wing 1.
NASA.
You have
Dam Neck.
You have Dam Neck.
Fort Story.
Fort Story, Fort Eustis, Fentress Airfield. You know, so we've got military. There's more military here than there is people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this would be a dumb place to try to do that.
You ain't gonna make a stupid call like that.
Yeah, but to them, they think this would be a prime location to do that. To whoever's doing it, they think this is the best place to do it.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Then you got the ocean.
Oh yeah, like at 6 o'clock, I was driving out toward the beach to see BJ yesterday, and you see those hot, you see them flying out to go out and fly perimeter, and they're flying with live weapons and all that, and they're replacing the ones that are out there. I think that's about a 4-hour cycle. They fly 4 and then come back 4.
Yeah.
But you can see them out there all day long. When you hear those jets and stuff in Virginia Beach, we call that the sound of freedom.
Yeah.
If you don't like jet noise, move.
You don't know how to hear
because you're going to hear some around here.
They be flying, boy. I mean, they be flying.
Well, Frank used to have a barbecue restaurant out at Dam Neck and Princess Anne at the intersection of Dam Neck, which is real close to Oceana.
Yeah.
It's like watching an air show every day.
Oh, yeah. Air Force One flew over that.
How many times? Several times.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never thought that plane was that big.
Oh,
it's just 747. That is not even near as big as a C-5.
Oh, right.
A C-5 big enough. I mean, but anyway,
I think
welcome
they
to
said
the
a
program.
C-5 fits 21 Greyhound buses.
No, it don't. Nope. 9.
That's it.
But that's a lot of buses. Weird.
Well, it might be 9 long ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's give old Jeff Seidel a listen on a remake that we did. It's an old Mr. tune that if you've heard the old song by Mr. Kyrie Eleison, that means Lord have mercy on the road that I must travel. Here's Jeff Seidel with Kyrie. Ricky loves this cut.
I do.
He loves all these hillbilly instruments in there.
Hard against this mountainside, across the sea into my soul. It reaches into where I cannot hide, setting my feet upon the road. My heart is old, it holds my memories. My body burns a gem like flame. Somewhere between the soul and soft machine is where I find myself again. Carry Eleison down the road that I must travel. Carry Eleison through the darkness of the night. Carry Eleison where I'm going, will you follow? When
Isn't that cool?
You should hear what I'm hearing in my phone.
What are you hearing?
I think Ricky's playing. I'm not watching you guys. I could just hear you. And I'm like, my goodness, this is a show within itself, just what I'm hearing.
Cindy,
It's great.
This is the instrument I wanted to play at first.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to do first. And then my father brought home that field snare, and I went in that attic and I touched it twice, and my whole life changed.
The world as Ricky knew it changed.
It changed. It was like, I don't know what it was, but I can, but this is the first instrument I ever wanted to play.
That's awesome.
I wanted to play a guitar so bad, but my hand said, nope, I got something. God said, I got something better for you. Check this out. For real. I love it. I love music. It's been a major part of my life ever since I was born.
Well, you're good at it. It's a good thing.
I'm
You're very
born to do
gifted.
this. Yeah, I thank you. Well, just like you're very gifted. I mean, with a
Thank
voice
you.
I wish I could sing like that.
I wish you could too.
Me too. I wonder. I'm
I
gonna
hear
jack.
you sitting over caterwauling sometimes, and
See?
I love it when
Actually-
Frank just starts singing. I love it, Frank, when you just start singing and you're not even thinking about it and it just comes out of your mouth. It's great.
we're actually thinking about cutting an album on Frank this year before he dies, and so we've been thinking about getting him in the studio for
We better
posterity's
hurry
sake.
up.
For
We better
posterity's
hurry
sake.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We better hurry up because his foot is already ready for the grave.
Yeah.
Frank, you just
Ema.
have the sweetest smile when he's just sitting there and he's just smiling.
See, you think that's
And-
sweet. I've seen that smile for almost 40 years, and I know when I see it, there's something happening.
There's something
I
going
know
on.
he knows something, and he ain't saying.
And he can walk up and talk so inconspicuous. He just punch you real light.
I love Frank. He's my guy. So
My-
y'all have to lay off on
One
him.
of
and
my
be
favorite,
nice,
one of my
sweet to
favorite
him.
things is Frank's so laid back and cool. But when you see this, I have to move this out of the way. Just reach up here like this. But when you see this, left hand. Let me explain something to you. Left hand. Let me explain something. To you. And it goes like this. Let me explain something to you. And that's where it starts, right there. Like when he went in his underwear and house shoes and a towel and just a hand towel down to the front desk because he ran out of hot water. Got out of the shower and went in his underwear.
In the snow.
In his whitey tighties, not his boxers. In his whitey tighty, in the snow, down to the front desk.
Did you get some hot water, Frank?
I don't even remember. I was so mad.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen that.
Oh
boy.
my
That
goodness!
was in Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
In the Windy City?
Yes, sir.
It's a wonder you even made it back.
Nah,
No.
yeah. We've all chilled. We've chilled out now after all these years.
Oh, yeah.
The way that you identify Frank, some of the guys in Nashville that we know still say, "How's Frank break your arm?" how's break your arm, Frank?
Break your arm, Frank.
How's break your arm, Frank?
And where did that come from, Frank?
One of his friends called me the fixer.
He called
Frank
you-
the Fixer.
Frank the fixer, yeah.
Wait a minute. Give me a little history
No,
lesson.
no.
Oh,
Just wait
okay.
till the book comes out. The manuscript's already written, but it can't be published until after we're both dead for 15 minutes.
There's still maybe one or two people that
It'll
ain't dead
come
yet.
out.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which, Cindy kind of knows. I've mentioned it. I am on chapter 5 of a book.
And what's the name of it?
Get out of the boat.
Okay.
And one of the chapters in there is, by the way, this is your brother, like we were referring to a while ago. One of them is called, we had the nicest trailer in the holler. That's one of the captains. We had the nicest trailer in the holler. People envied us because our trailer was so nice.
Well, I've seen that trailer that he speaks of. I was quite astonished.
We had the nicest trailer in the holler. Well, man, it's 45 years ago.
Yeah.
Or almost 50. That thing's still there.
It's still there. I got the
My
video.
look, my dad was, my dad was the biggest jackleg. I mean, anything you wanted to make. My dad would cut a board 4 times and it'd still be too short.
Let's see. I think Kirk always says measure twice, cut once. Yeah.
Well, Dad didn't bother measuring. Dad stand down in the yard and go like
He eyeball it. He'd
eyeball it in, make his angle and stuff like that. He'd stand down in the yard or, measure like this. And I'm telling you, it looks like we used some of those places some of those areas on that house you saw. Looks like we framed it with a chicken leg and thigh, instead of a square. Just use a chicken leg and thigh. But it defies. I mean, the Egyptians would be proud. It defies all the laws of geometry and physics that the stuff the man built just lasted forever.
It's still standing because I got it on video, Cindy. I got a video of that.
It lasted forever. I'm telling you. I mean, and then my uncle came down. My mom's car kept getting buried with snow, so my uncle came down and built her a carport. I drove in and thought it was a nativity scene. It was a carport. I thought she was getting ready for Christmas with looked like a manger scene. Built my mom a manger scene for a carport. Yeah. Oh, man. Hillbillies.
God.
Oh, my goodness.
I seen that house, Cindy. I
funny.
got video of it.
Yeah, right there in the
Wow.
right
that's
there in the
great.
woods, man. But yeah,
I got video
Was
of
that
it.
the one over in Crab Orchard?
yeah, Maku's old.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, when I saw Mark's neighborhood, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then the little church in the cul-de-sac where he taught his sister how to ride a bike.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, man, we did. It was something else.
How you take a house on wheels and build a whole house around it.
Well, we did that so people wouldn't come cut the tires on our house.
It's amazing.
We didn't want
telling
somebody
you.
cut the tires on the house.
That's amazing, man. I was like, wow.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's a.
What's your boy that went down into the ravine and he was drunk? It's his name. That
Steve Harmon's dad,
No, what did you call him?
Malcolm.
No, you gave him a nickname.
I don't know. Malcolm Harmon's all we ever called him. He came up there looking like Frankenstein. He scared us to death. We thought it was
The
Frankenstein.
guy you said that he went down in that.
Malcolm Harmon.
Was,
That's the only name. You got mixed up. You talking about Buckshot Wickline.
Yeah, that's what
Buckshot didn't run in there. Buckshot lived in a different house.
Oh,
I showed you Buckshot
Buckshot.
Wickline's house. I don't
What
even
a
know what
name.
his name is. Honestly, Buckshot Wickline's all we ever knew.
Buckshot Wickline.
Yeah,
Right.
Buckshot Wickline's all we ever knew. Buckshot. And they had the best place in the world to get you fishing worms when you want to go fishing. You know why? Because the sewer didn't even have a septic tank. It ran out of the house about 100 feet into the yard. And, man, you got there to get your worms. You just got there to pick them up by the handful.
Oh.
Man, if I'd have saw that, they'd have had to squirt me up off the ground.
We didn't know any better, man.
Oh my God!
I mean, what do you think? We thought we thought we were in
Wow.
modern times. I can remember the Van Dyke kids when we got that trailer. Man, the Van Dyke kids used to come up and they'd flush everything. They were fascinated by the swirl in the bottom of the. We were proud. But okay, well, watch this. I'd like to have one of them. Y'all can't have it.
I'm gonna tell you, since I met this guy, boy, I'm gonna tell you, it's been amazing. Some of
It's
the,
it's the truth,
country stuff they be doing.
Look, we go out to a place called simply the Big Rocks. And there was
Oh,
a
my
place up on
God.
top of the mountain where we'd climb up, and it was just these huge boulders, and it just sat back there in the middle of nowhere. And there was no reasonable way to get to it. You needed an Indian guide if you didn't know where you're going to get there. And we'd go to the Big Rocks. And to us, that was like the end of the world. When I got a little bit older, and they started building subdivisions and stuff back up in there.
Yeah.
Man, the Big Rocks was like, if we went to this one girl's house, we'd go to. I'm not going to say her name. We go to this one old girl's house and cut up and stuff. But we'd go this way around to get to her house, up on the hill.
Yeah.
The big rocks was like almost in her backyard. But we didn't even know. We'd go up and play in the big rocks, and then we played on the slate dump.
Oh, no. Then they go up to the hard road.
Yeah, well, you had to go out the dirt road to get to what we called the hard road. And then it used to be the hard road, and then it was called the 4-lane.
The 4-lane.
When they widened it, we called it the 4-lane.
Wow.
Don't y'all go across that 4-lane.
Did you have a bike, or were you guys walking?
Well, we had bikes, but we kept them tore up because we were always playing demolition derby with them.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, you sound like my...
We kept them tore up, but we had bikes. But, man, in West Virginia, everything's vertical. How you going to ride a bike, man? You can't ride about 3 feet unless you're going downhill, and then you got to push it back up. It's more hassle than what it's worth.
I'm telling you, man, when we went through there, boy, that was just a sight to see.
He carried me to the race one night, and he said, "Come on, we're going to races." I'm thinking, races?
Yeah, we went to the races, the dirt track in Beckley, West Virginia.
I
Went
think
up on
that's
this hill.
exciting.
Went up on this hill, and it's a big dirt track, and these old torn up car. Buddy, when them boys would wreck and get out that car and start whipping on each other.
It's like hockey.
Yeah.
You get mad because somebody
No
tore up
penalty
your tore up
box.
car.
Huh? Oh,
No
man.
penalty box.
Yeah, that's hillbilly racing. That's where racing started, is that kind of stuff. Just an
Yeah.
old dirt track. A 3/8 mile dirt oval with bank. I guess bank probably about like that. I mean, they fly. I mean to tell you, they
Them
go
nerves of
fast,
steel.
man.
Nerves of steel.
Oh, yeah.
But that was just something to see, man. When we went to Mark's neighborhood, I said, I got to get this on video. And the very
Yeah,
first
see,
house
you saw
that-
it at a good time of the year.
Yeah, you need to see it. You need to see it when it's nasty, when all them coal trucks are dumping all that coal out and it's all dirty and filthy, and you go, whoa. That's where our feet come. We'd come in out. Oh, I didn't want to talk about it, but between the big rocks and the Blue Hole was the place where the Piney River backed up, and the water was just as blue as it could be. And then there was Little Blue and Snag Hole and Red Hole. And you had to walk down. There's no road to get to it. You'd have to walk down the railroad tracks to get to it. And it's like Stand By Me. I mean, it's like the movie Stand By Me. I saw Stand By Me and said,
Wow.
that's like us. That's what we did. We'd walk the railroad tracks to get to the fishing spots.
Yeah, I used to play.
And
on
we,
the
hey,
railroad
listen to this. We'd catch creek chubs and horny heads.
track.
We call them
Horny
horny
toads or what-
heads. The horny
the
heads
horn-
had little spines growing out of their head. We call them horny heads, and they're probably some kind of mutant. They're probably some kind of a mutant fish from all that junk they were putting in the water.
Oh, horny head.
We call them horny heads.
And a
Did
what?
you have? Do you have
Creek
horny?
chubs?
Did y'all have horny toads there, or do you know
No,
what I'm talking about?
no, we'd ate them if
Maybe
we'd
that's
found 'em.
only a text. Maybe that's only.
You
a
sound like
Texas
he's
thing.
talking about we'd ate him and we'd
Yeah, if we'd found a horny head toad, we'd ate it too.
This hillbilly stuff is just killing me.
You have to live it, man.
I love it, man. I'm gonna tell you, boy.
You have to live it.
Woo!
Oh gosh, you can't imagine it, can you, Rick?
Hey, man, that's why I wanted to go. I just want to go and see. I would like to just be in that environment because I know.
I was home on leave one time, and I was going to Arizona. My brother was already stationed there,
Oh, horny
and
head.
I was home on leave. I was going to Arizona, and going to be out at Davis Monthan Air Force Base for a little bit, and or go visit my brother there. And my grandmother said to me, she said, "I hear you're going to Arizona." I said, "No, I hear tell you're going to Arizona." That's how she told. I hear tell you're going to Arizona. Yes, ma'am. I hear tell there's Indians out there. I said, "There probably are." She said, "Well, ain't you scared?" I said, "Well, Grandma, I'm going to be on the fort." She said, "Well, I guess that's right." I'm going to be at the fort. I'm going to be at the fort.
You
Well,
say,
I guess that's right.
I wish I could be around to hear some of these conversations going on. I have learned more hillbilly stuff from this guy.
My grandma was what they called a hard shell primitive Baptist. And she didn't cut her hair. Her hair went almost down to her ankles. It went down to her calves.
Wow.
And she would put it up in
Wow.
a bun. When she made the bun wasn't but about that big. I don't know what she did with all the hair, but the bun would sit on the back of her head. But at night, she'd put that thing down. And I brought this little boy named Jerry Williford home on the weekend One time I'd drive up from here to go back to West Virginia on the weekend when I was in the Navy, and brought old Jerry Wilford up there. He's sleeping on the couch, and Grandma gets up having one, having one of those dementia deals going on. She's walking down the hallway with a light behind her, got on her gown, and that hair all the way down her feet going, Jesus, where are you, Jesus? And like to killed old Jerry Wilford, man. Jesus, where are you,
Boy, if I
Jesus?
just saw that, I'd have ran all the way back to Virginia Beach. There's something in that boy's house. I got to go.
I mean, can you imagine that? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, here's a song. We're going to play a little Shadow of Doubt by T. Graham Brown and special guest Leon Russ.
Just another homesick child, tired of running wild. Oh, I'm ready to stand trial and move on. Though I'm guilty in your sight, show some mercy tonight. I can't make it through the fight alone. Oh, but Lord, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it on out. And I said, please, please, just shine another light on me, that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Lord, now keep me out of the shadow of a doubt. Play it. As I'm trying to make some sense of this world I'm up against, Lord, I know my best defense is your love. When the struggle gets insane and the lesson's full of pain, keep me calling out your name with love. Oh, but oh no, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. Please, please, oh, just shine another light on me, that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Take me out of this shadow of doubt. I will whisper in the dark from the bottom of my heart till I see one little star start to shine. I will shout it from the mountain high, reaching up to the sky, till you open up my eyes so blind. Oh, but no, Lord, don't make it easy. Well, you just keep working till you work me all out. I said, but please, shine another light on me, till I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Oh, keep me out, shadow of doubt. Keep me free from the shadow of doubt. Hey!
Ricky's still fascinated by the stories of the hillbilly life. Now imagine me at 17 years old leaving that place and showing up at Great Lakes, Illinois to basic training.
Ooh, I bet they had a ball when you opened your mouth, didn't they?
No, yeah.
When you started talking, whew,
Yeah, I've straightened out the way I talk a whole lot now. I talk a whole lot better. But
Cindy, I love your accent.
and we didn't get. I love Cindy's accent.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, you love mine?
Cindy loves her accent too, y'all.
Yeah, she sure does.
So,
I said, you love mine?
Yeah, we
we-
love your accent.
We went to so I go to boot camp, and you don't really get time. You don't even know what you're eating. They just throw it on the tray, and then you eat. And you're lucky if you got 2 minutes to eat. We got out of basic training, and then we came here first before I went to California. Then ended up coming back here, but so I remember going in the chow hall the first time, and it was breakfast, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to go in here, and I'm looking. The guys, they're making like real fried eggs. Mm-hmm. And you tell the guy you want 2 or 3 or 6 or whatever. They cook whatever you want. And I thought, well, they can't mess that up too bad, because I'd heard all these horrible stories about, food and all that kind of stuff in boot camp. I don't remember what it tasted like, so because it was so fast. And I saw these donuts there, and I said, well, let me get one of those donuts. You can't mess that up. Got a donut. And keep in mind, I'm 17. I hadn't even turned 18 yet. I'm 17.
Okay.
I get sit down with my eggs and toast, whatever else, and this donut. And I picked this donut up, and I said, well, this thing is hard as a brick. And I said to the guys I was sitting at the table with, I slammed that thing down. I said, how you supposed to eat that? This donut's hard as a brick. The guy said, what's the matter, you ignorant hillbilly? You never seen a bagel? Well, as a matter of fact, I haven't. As a matter of fact, I've never seen a bagel until right then.
He called you a dumb hillbilly.
Yeah, what's the matter, you ignorant hillbilly? You never seen a bagel?
That's great.
It's the truth, man. And I was fascinated because they had fruit, man. We only got oranges and stuff at Christmas.
Oh, God.
Seriously, we only got oranges.
I'm
We
sure
only
that's
got
true.
oranges at Christmas because they didn't import that stuff in West Virginia. We ate peaches
wow.
and apples and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and cherries and strawberries, but we didn't have oranges except at Christmas time.
And grapefruit, I'm sure. Yeah.
We had grapefruit. I don't know how come Mom had grapefruit, but we didn't get orange. She didn't buy orange. But every Christmas we'd get oranges and nuts and hard candy and tangerines. Tangerines was a Christmas food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You only got tangerines at Christmas time.
Yeah.
But we had tangerines and oranges and nuts and hard candy for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, man, you just wouldn't believe it coming out of West Virginia and stepping into all that. And you're stepping out here into the big world where you thought going across the water was crossing the Big Tug River. We thought if we went across New River, that'd been across the water.
Wow.
Come out to see the Atlantic Ocean thing. That's the biggest pond I believe I ever saw. That thing bigger than the New River. That's bigger than Stevens Lake. You got any fish? Is there any fish in that?
I'm going to tell you, man, I wish I could go up there in your neck of the woods and spend about a month.
Oh, you wouldn't last a month.
Oh.
You'd have to get up out of there, man. You wouldn't be you wouldn't be able to breathe. Just watching those hillbillies, you'd be laughing, man. My people, I love them.
No, I'm going to tell you where you got me was when you was talking about them churches that you was playing there when the people get to jumping across the pews.
Oh, man. Old sister, I was sitting there playing the piano. This old sister was singing, and I watched a bee get up in her Vestal Goodman hairdo. Had a big old hairdo going up like this. I watched the bee get in there, and she started flogging that head. And everybody thought she'd got the Holy Ghost. She took over running. And Pentecost just broke out. Yeah, Pentecost broke out everywhere, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the truth.
Oh, my God.
I've seen so many.
Oh,
I've
my
seen
God.
so many things like that.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
And growing up in West Virginia, and I don't know if it was like this all over the country. I think it was, because I was still running around playing with gospel quartets and stuff like that. A particular gospel quartet, for example. I mean, for a fact. But there was this one theme that was Jesus is coming, and right now. You remember that in the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
it was, and every time you
Yeah.
go to church, that was all they talked about. That's before we started talking about That's before we talk about Jesus paid it all, but you still got to pay me because I got to pay Jesus back.
Oh,
You know?
wow.
You know what I mean?
That sounds like a scam.
Well, that's what it is. That's how, you know, that's before when you only had people on TV preaching was Oral Roberts and Rex Humbard, and then your local guys, you know, but they didn't get on there and turn the money faucet open. But back then, the only thing people talked about was the second coming and the rapture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second coming, the eastern sky is going to split open. Jesus is going to appear. The dead in Christ will rise. And we'll all be gathered up to meet him in the clouds. That's a beautiful thing for a mature Christian. For a 10-year-old, that means the sky's going to bust open and zombies are coming up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Zombies are coming up out of the graves.
Oh, my God.
And then, so you think that's going to happen before I get to the house. So you get out of that, and when you get home, there's Walter Cronkite there telling you that the Russians are going to blow you to kingdom come at any moment. So it's like this competition between Jesus and the Russians. That you got one eye on the eastern sky watching for the rapture, and one on the western sky looking for ICBMs, and wonder why I'm on Prozac today. Wonder how come we're the whole generation's on antidepressants, because we grew up with craziness.
Oh, my God. I'm going to tell you, boy. Y'all something else, boy. I'm going to tell you.
Ain't that right, Cindy?
This is something
Oh,
else.
yes.
I'm going to tell you.
I mean, church was a scary place back then, man. They didn't preach none of this prosperity gospel, and you know, Jesus loves you right where you are. It was by net. If you try to look at that little girl's dress in third grade, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
You're going to a devil's hell, not just regular hell, a devil's hell.
And then,
Yeah.
Cindy, we were on our way to the New River Gorge, and we passed this little bitty building. Now, that building we could have took that building and put it inside this little studio. Mark said, "Oh, that used to be the church." I was like, "That?
Hey, man.
That looked like an outhouse."
I wish I could take you to the school I
It
went.
was about big as an outhouse.
I wish I could take you to the school I went to in
Oh,
first
God.
grade, but it burned down. We had grade 1 through 9, and I think we had like 40 kids. Grade 1st through 9th, and we had 40 kids, but it was on the hard road.
Man, he showed me that little building. I was like, "Oh my God!"
That was the church.
Boy, I
Oh, Cindy, I want you to come up here with me. I want
God.
you to see this stuff.
Cindy,
I
you
wanna
got to see
it.
this
I
stuff, man. I'm
wanna-
gonna tell you.
I want to see it because my dad was from northern Georgia, and so everything Mark describes is what my dad described to me growing up, except a few years later. But
Yeah.
it was the same way for him. He was raised in hillbilly country, and my grandmother had the long. I don't think her hair went down her back, and she put it in the bun, and there wasn't much hair. There's so many similarities that Mark and I share. So, hey guys, I don't know if you realize this, but Mark and I have not seen each other in a year. So
Really?
when we meet in Nakona, yes, we talk to each other, but we don't see each other that often in it. So I'm looking forward to all of us being there. We are going to have a great time in Nakona.
Well, it's gonna be a
Oh,
big
my
howdy,
gosh,
and I think we ought to
it's-
plan what we ought to plan on doing. I think because we've got the ability. I think the internet service at Marie and Virgil's is stout enough to do it. We need to do the program from the kitchen table with
wouldn't
all
that
the
on
food
Monday morning?
on the dining room
On the-
table with
on
all
the
the food
Monday
out
morning.
there and just
Yeah.
do it live right there at the
yeah.
house.
That'll be awesome.
Yes.
That'll
That
be
will
awesome.
so much fun.
We'll get
which
Virgil
would
on the
be-
mic and get him carrying on and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
I'm telling you
September
that.
11th.
I'm
Well,
so
that will-
I'm so thankful to that old piano though for carrying me as far as it has,
Yeah.
because I got out of the hills of West Virginia by the skin of my teeth.
I'm gonna tell you.
They
boy.
never got out of you though, guys. Don't you agree? He
I
got out of the
Oh,
hills.
he's still
Never
there.
got out
He's
of
still there.
I signed up for Uncle Sam's Big Canoe Club.
All he needs is a couple of his partners to come from back from West Virginia, and they get right back into the day.
I'm gonna tell you something else
Oh,
that's
yeah.
funny is Emily's
Yeah.
dad.
Oh yeah,
Emily's
Emily's dad is
ridiculous.
hilarious.
He's ridiculous.
Oh,
He
my
started
God.
talking about he's a Hawaiian hillbilly.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, you need to hear this guy, Cindy. You need to hear this guy.
Oh, fine.
Oh man, he had us
fine.
on here screaming one afternoon.
He laughs before he ever says anything.
He does. He gets you laughing. He laughs himself before he says anything.
Oh, that's great.
He starts laughing, then he tells you the story, and then he puts another little wild laugh at the end of that story. Oh man, it is
That
so
is
funny.
so great.
That is
Got
so
a private
funny.
message a while ago for this song. This is a song that's been requested by Cindy Hewlett. Here we go. It's called "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus."
Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to trust his cleansing blood, just in simple faith to plunge me 'neath the healing cleansing flood. Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust him. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that he is with me, will be with me till the end. Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. I will trust him. Ooh, I wanna trust him more. Trust him more.
Hey, that's beautiful, Cindy. Love that song.
Thank you.
Chris brought up an interesting talking point about the bomb shelters in school when we were kids.
We had a bomb shelter.
Ricky's blowing that nose over again. I think it sounded like audience applause. I thought people clapping. He's over there blowing his nose.
I
It's
tried to-
allergies. It's allergy season for
Of
sure.
course, and they jumping like a disco.
And we're sitting here on air.
No.
I tried to lean away. I tried.
Yeah, it's all right. Anybody remember the fallout shelters and how you had PE, but then like every once in a while it would cycle and you'd have health class instead of PE for one.
Yeah.
And then during health you'd have to learn about radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
You'd have to learn about. It's like Chris said. What exactly were you going to accomplish by covering your head and getting under that dadgum little school desk?
That wouldn't go down.
What exactly? I mean, what? That's like when they tell you you're on an airplane. They tell you on an airplane, use your seatback cushion for a flotation device, and and all that kind of stuff. And if the plane's going down, who's going to have enough wherewithal about them to get all that stuff and put on your mask and all that?
Well,
I got
I don't
other
like
things
water.
to do.
I
I'm
don't
gonna start
like
flapping
water.
my wings. I'm gonna be trying to get up out of there myself.
Yeah.
Trying
You trying to establish some lift.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get everybody. All right, everybody flat. Come on. Everybody all together. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I can hear that. I can see you doing that.
Look like an exercise class in there. The plane's going down. Flap.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh God.
You ever notice how you get on an airplane and this poor old flight attendant up there doing the seatbelt deal and going through the seat back, doing all that stuff,
yeah.
and you reading the paper, playing with your phone and all that kind of stuff, not paying a bit of mind to the poor flight attendant. Can you imagine being in the air and you say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've just lost our left engine. Now your flight attendant has something important you'd like for you to pay attention to." Now you're an A student. You know?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
can I take notes? Your flight attendant has something important to say. Now she's on your radar. You're going to pay attention now. But anyway, you get under the seat, like Chris is saying. What do you get under the seat for? Who made that up?
I could never understand that.
We only had fire drills and tornado drills at our school. I don't remember anything about the fallout.
Yeah, all we had they taught us how to go down into the fallout shelter. You know, you had to go down in single file. We all had to go down there and where to go and how to sit and all the rest of that stuff.
You are a few years older than I am, Ricky. And so during the Cuban crisis, when all of that was going on, my mother, when I was a baby and I was born, they lived in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
And back then they told them they were going to take them to Carlsbad Caverns. And I don't know if you're familiar with Carlsbad Caverns or not, but that is, it's the largest caverns as far as I know in the United States to go down underground. It's quite amazing. And they would tell them they were going to take them there. So you talk about a fallout shelter, that would be a fallout shelter.
Well, see, we had them in elementary school, and then we had fire drills too, where the thing would go off and you had to go walk outside and you stand outside. But I was like, well, what if there was an explosion? We're all going to stand here and get hit by all these flying bricks.
Yeah. So by the time I didn't start elementary school until 1968, and I think by then they were kind of past it.
Yeah, but I remember going down into the fallout shelter. We used to always go to. We used to call that they called that the yellow because it was yellow and black with the sign on it and had stripes all on. It had stripes all, and then they had the yellow one. They had the little path that you have to walk on and stay within the lines that takes you right down to the fallout shelter.
Yep.
And it was spooky down there too, boy. It was spooky down there.
Yep.
I bet.
It's like being in a doggone crypt.
Yep.
I wouldn't like that. Not at all.
Because there's no windows. You're completely enclosed. And when they shut that big door, boom! It was like, it felt like I was in a pyramid.
I think it'd be. Hey, Dale, if you're still on there, man, give me a call. We're trying to work out something for a date in Tulsa on the way back from Nocona, Texas in September. Give me a call.
Well, there's Robbie.
What?
That's what I said.
Good morning, Robert.
Is that your son?
Yeah.
Hey.
He don't get on much. He's busy. He's an exquisitive, an executive.
He's a what?
An executive.
No, you said something before.
Exquisitive.
Oh, exquisitive. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but anyhow, we're coming down to the end of the show, and we've been talking about funny things growing up in hillbilly land and
that is so funny.
Catching horny heads in the creek.
I can't wait to come to Lubbock. That's what I want to
Well, we're not going to Lubbock. We're going to Nocona.
Oh.
You won't be far from. Yeah, but Nocona's more fun. You'll like it even better.
Yeah, but I've never.
We'll have fun.
And as long as I
together.
lived in Texas, I never made it down to Lubbock.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. When we get there, you rent you a car while the rest of us are sleeping. And you drive out to Lubbock, get a look at it, then come back.
You won't miss much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, is it really small?
The ride over is just beautiful.
I mean, is Lubbock a
He's
big
being
city?
sarcastic, Ricky.
I know. Is Lubbock is that a big city or is it kind of small or
mid-sized city?
No,
like
it's
Chesapeake.
mid-sized, about 300,000 now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we have the medical school. We have nice hospitals. We have a law school at Texas Tech. We have everything.
Texas Tech University. You got Texas Tech Stadium. You got they got several nice trailer parks over in the other side of town, over where the Democrats live.
Oh, Mark, we don't talk, aren't we glad we don't talk politics on this show?
I didn't talk politics. I just
said-
talked about where the Democrats live.
I said, aren't we glad we don't? Aren't we glad we don't?
He would, you would build a box and put him in it, wouldn't you?
I would.
She'd build a box and she'd build you a great big timeout box.
Oh my goodness, I'll be in the penalty box from now on.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
That's okay. You know what? We have a big time on here, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We sure do. We have
Good
fun.
night.
So you make a couple of visits to Nocona?
Have I? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have, because my
Have you made a
in-laws live
couple
there.
of visits to NoCo?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
Yeah,
find out.
it's just
That's
funny.
where my
That's where her
in-laws
in-laws live.
My,
Oh,
my
okay.
in-laws live there, and
Oh, I didn't
before
know.
they were living there, we have this lake cabin. So we would go. We'd make a trip at least once a year, once
okay.
a summer, and go to the lake. My
Okay.
kids learned to water ski on that lake, and now I don't water ski. That's a different story. I would drive the boat. Now I don't do anything.
Well,
now
my
I
sister,
just
my sister
I
sit on the
tried.
dock.
I tried it a couple times, and I could have saved money on fleet products.
My sister tried that, boy. She tore her leg up so bad she almost.
That ain't what got tore up with me.
Yeah.
Okay, my sister tore her
Trying to
leg.
trying to get up. I got a good washing.
Now,
Got a good
Kurt
cleansing. A purging.
Kurt, my
I got a
husband Kurt
purging.
grew up on that lake. Kurt grew up on that lake. Kurt learned
If
to
you
water
purged
ski.
anything like what you purged in here the other day, boy.
Easy
oh
now.
My,
Easy
yeah.
now.
Yeah, easy.
We're on the air,
You're
Rick.
gonna
Yeah.
get the timeout, aren't you, Ricky?
Yeah.
Timeout. Kurt grew up on that lake. He learned to water ski at 5. He learned to slalom at 6,
Wow.
and he barefoot at 10. So
Wow.
he was good. That's the one sport Kirk excelled at, was water skiing.
We learned how to ride car hoods off the slate dump when I was about 8. Had a 200-foot high slate dump. It'd take all day to drag it up there for a 20-second ride.
Well, one thing I did, I learned how to hop trains when I was 13.
Yeah.
Hop train?
Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
put pennies on the railroad track?
No, we used to get we
Man.
saved them pennies. We used to get we'd go up to the Milwaukee Junction because we could ride that to Hamtramck, and that's how we would avoid the police. Because if they found out you was out on the street at 10 minutes to 6, boy, you dog meat. So we would we would jump the train and ride it from the Milwaukee Junction down to Hamtramck, and then catch it coming back.
We'd walk down the 4-lane in the ditch and get enough bottles to go cash them in at 3 cents a bottle and get BBs. And we'd get enough
Yeah,
bottles to
yeah.
go buy BBs for our BB guns. And kill everything with fur, feathers, or fins. It was dead. If it got within BB range, it was dead.
It was
back
dead.
then.
Yeah, we used to hop
You
trains.
didn't
My-
shoot
and my
cats,
dad-
I hope.
We
You
didn't
didn't
shoot
shoot a cat,
No, we
did
didn't
you?
shoot pets. No, we didn't do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
We
Okay,
killed
good.
Arthur Barnett's chickens one time. He had fighting chickens, and he'd kill dogs if they'd come up there. He killed Eugene Van Dyke's dogs, so we went and killed about 8 of his chickens
Oh no.
right there in the. He's dead now. He probably went to his grave wondering who did it. He killed Eugene's dogs, so we
He's
killed him.
looking
The
down
other
from
night
heaven. He's
on the
just waiting
news-
for you to come up there.
Yeah, huh?
The other night on the news here in Lubbock, there was there's still chicken fighting going on.
Oh, yeah.
And they had arrested a couple of fellows from around this area. And I'm telling you, they look like they look terrible. They look like a chicken. Their hair, the pictures of them, they look terrible.
I got to tell you.
So,
Let me tell you something. This is an interesting commentary on American people. Okay?
Okay.
You go fight dogs, they put you in the jail.
Yep.
You fight chickens, they put you in the jail. You put 2 men in the ring and they start beating each other in these ultimate fighting rings.
Yeah.
And they give them $1 million.
I don't get that.
How's that work?
I don't get
it ain't
that.
stupid. That don't make any sense, does it?
That's the stupidest
I'm
thing
thinking
in
about
the
having
world.
a fish fight. Like put 2 gold. Get people to bet on a fish fight.
there you go.
Hamster fight. Put 2 hamsters in there. Get them to fight. What if they lock you up for hamster fighting?
You see?
That's the first annual guinea pig fights. Get your whistle hog out here and
Oh my God! Because they'll race anything they'll race anything they can find. Them they have frog races. They have all turtle races. I mean, this is big.
I like to watch the pigs race each other, but when they're not hurting each other. The races are fun as long as they're not fighting.
You said
Pig races are fun.
I've
Pig
never
race.
been to a pig.
You know,
race.
that reminds me of one night when the flood in the Great Flood in Nashville. And I had flown home. I had left Michael there, and he was staying with the Judds at Naomi's house, and I'd left Michael there. He's about, I guess, 16 probably, probably not much older than that. And I'd left him there, and so I called, let him know I was there, and couldn't get any answer, and I finally called and got a hold of Naomi, and she said, well, him and Larry are out on the four-wheeler trying to catch the buffalo. And I'm thinking to myself, now say that again. Okay. Him and Larry are out on four-wheelers trying to, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and they're trying to catch buffalo. Well, what happened was the creek, during the flood, the creek had washed out the fence line. Fence had collapsed, and the buffalo just walked right over the fence.
Wait a minute, they have buffalo?
Winona has pet buffaloes. So here is Michael and Larry and Winona's significant other and probably her son. They're out there riding around the middle of the night on four-wheelers to go catch buffaloes. And I'm thinking to myself, what happens if you catch one?
Buffalo are sweet. We have buffalo around here. They're just ugly, but they're sweet.
Wait a minute.
Really? You know, everything I've seen about buffaloes stampeding people and all that kind of stuff, they
Well,
don't
a
look
cow-
very
a-
sweet to me.
A cow will do the same thing.
All right.
They're no sweeter. I mean, they're no meaner than a cow.
Well, you
A
brought up
cow-
something interesting. Do you know that that the cow kills more people in America than any other
Yep.
animal annually? More people are killed by cows than snakes. More people are killed by cows than spiders. More people are killed by cows than dogs. Cows kill people.
They can. If they're protecting and you can't reason with the cow. When
Yeah,
you're
can you
trying to-
imagine being sitting there milking old Bessie and she decides she's going to lay down? Hey!
Wow.
It's like having a bulldozer parked on you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked that up.
We're at 9 o'clock. We're going to have to continue this conversation Friday.
All right, here we go. Y'all have a big time. Good morning. Get out of that house. Get out and go look at the sunshine. Get some clothes
Thanks for
on.
waking up with us.
Get your clothes on.
Good morning.
We've talked the whole morning through. It's 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. No matter what time it is where you are, it's time to get the day started, even if it's in the
Have
middle
a
of the
great
night.
one.
Y'all have a good day.
Have a good day now. We love y'all.
Love y'all too. Love everyone.
Love you, Cindy.
Love you. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Good morning, America. How are you?
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us. We twinkle